To me, spring is all about that feeling of newness and a new beginning, not just with new items, but with seeing my clothes in a new perspective as well. And so I'm sharing a few of my favorite styling techniques that will hopefully get you seeing your own wardrobes in a different way. And I think this might be one of my favorite styling videos that I've made in a long time, so I really hope that you enjoy it. The in-between seasons are my favorite for styling because we can use so much of our wardrobes. We can put together combinations that need this kind of like weird weather where it's not cold, it's not hot, and we need that in-between temperature in order for these outfits to work. I've had this image of Leandra Medine pinned in my Pinterest for ages, and I've wanted to recreate this outfit, and now is that perfect kind of like weird in-between weather to recreate it. We have wintry riding boots, summer, denim shorts, a lambswool cardigan that I lived in all winter long, and this jacket that to me is very autumn winter with like the houndstooth and that suede collar, but all together creates this really interesting outfit that I think is just perfect for this time of year. And the beauty of this outfit is that there's such a finite time that you can wear something like this, denim shorts and knee-high riding boots. It's such a weird combination that only works during spring or autumn. And so the combination feels very special and unexpected. And riding boots have been a really unexpectedly useful item for my wardrobe because they've allowed me to wear a lot of my summer pieces like mini skirts or mini dresses. They've allowed me to wear them during the cooler weather because I can wear them with a knee-high boot. And so yeah, a riding boot was a purchase that I didn't think I would get this much wear out of, but it's been really a useful styling tool to wear more of my clothes. Another way to think about this is also with mixing a lot of different textures. So in this next outfit, I have the same wool cardigan, which is, quite a thick, heavy wool, mixed in with a linen pencil skirt. Linen, a very typically summery item. And then I have on a leather jacket and snake print boots, which, are both quite autumnal. Again, I think this is quite an unexpected combination, but one that I think turned out to be quite chic. Even though all the textures are so different, because I've kept it in that neutral color palette, nothing is sort of competing against each other too much, and they all sort of work in harmony together. I also just love the shape of this pencil skirt. I feel very kind of like put together and chic when I wear it, and it fits so perfectly. This skirt is from Petite Studio, who are sponsoring this part of the video as they have just released their spring collection. They're one of my favorite partners to work with because Petite Studio create really elegant and stylish clothes that specifically fit us petite women, and all of their clothes are in proportion to my 5'2" frame. They currently have their spring promotion on where everything is 25% off until the 2nd of April. There's no code, it will automatically be taken off at the checkout. And I'll have all the sizing information and the links in the description box. So this skirt comes with a matching linen vest, and I mean, it doesn't get more chic than this. You can wear it with a little sandal, a little basket bag. It is honestly the perfect spring summer outfit. And the linen is also very thick, and these pieces are lined so they're not see-through at all. The long line vest is just cut so well for my frame. It's not too long, which most pieces are. And I've paired it with these silky trousers and added in a sort of like worn-in leather jacket. Again, mixing in lots of different textures together. I find that mixing the leather, the linen, and these like silky trousers just makes for a really interesting outfit. Next, we have a denim vest, which I've paired with these herringbone trousers, which also happen to be from Petite Studios from their autumn winter collection. I love the summery denim vest paired with the heavier wool herringbone trousers. Again, utilizing different seasons in my wardrobe to create a bit more more of that unexpected look. And then I've just put on a trench coat on top in this beautiful olive shade. Of course, a trench coat is a quintessential spring piece, and this trench has all the details. It's double-breasted, it has the storm flap at the front, these beautiful matte brown buttons, and this gingham accent on the underside of the collar. And I really like that you can do up all the fastenings and have a completely different look. If you are petite and you are looking for a trench coat, then this might be the one to go for. It also comes in a lighter cream shade as well, if olive isn't your thing. For the next look, we have these ecru jeans, which are a mid-rise, loose, straight leg fit. Really easy to wear and of course, very flattering. And I have it on with their linen shirt that has this very cute and clever fastening at the back so that you can do it up and wear it cinched in if you like for a different look. Or of course you can wear a shirt as normal. I've paired this outfit with the snake print boots again to keep it feeling early spring, but I know that once it gets even warmer, I can easily switch out the boots to a pair of sandals and have another summery outfit. And then last but not least, from Petite Studio's collection, we have the Moxie denim jacket. A denim jacket is such a useful item to have during the spring, and the shape is great because it's quite boxy and oversized. So you can layer underneath it if you need to for your early spring looks like I've done here. By mixing seasonal items together, it can really challenge us to see our items differently so that we can get more wear out of them. It's not just about wearing knitwear in winter and denim shorts during the summer, but how can we come up with different combinations to create something new? My next tip is to take an outfit that you would usually wear and swap out one thing to something else that is either unexpected or to something that you normally wouldn't reach for. You all know that I love my blue denim jeans, but recently I've been finding that I feel like all of my outfits look the same because I just keep wearing different variations of my blue jeans. So now I'm actively trying to style other trousers to help me feel more creative and to give me more variety in my looks. It's such an easy swap, but because my default is to choose a pair of blue jeans, it does actually take a bit of brain power to not choose blue jeans. I picked up these gingham trousers from Suzanne that I have been eyeing up for a while, and I just thought they would enhance my spring outfits and just give me something completely different, and I'm really excited to continue styling them for this spring. It's just been nice to wear something completely different other than blue jeans. Another way to think of an easy swap is with your footwear and the wrong shoe theory. If you haven't heard of this styling technique, it's very simple. You just go ahead and choose a more unexpected shoe for your outfit. And this creates a bit of friction in your outfits, and I don't know, it just gives you more style. To show you some examples, I love something that is really summery paired with a loafer. This allows you to wear your more summery pieces, you know, maybe a little bit earlier on during the year. And I just love a loafer. I think it's a really cool shoe. So anything paired with a loafer, I personally just think looks really good. I really like the wrong shoe theory because it's something really easy that we can all do, but it gives your outfits so much more interest. And shoes are such an important component to an outfit. So it's a small change, but it makes a really big difference. I love the chunky loafer here paired with the slim pencil skirt. I also think that's an unexpected silhouette. And another unexpected shoe pairing that I really like for spring is like a more tailored trouser with like a chunkier or a more casual sandal. There's only a short amount of time where trousers, a jumper, trench coat and sandals make sense. And so I think this should be taken advantage of 100%. I'm also trying to add some variety into my basics. That's another quite easy swap to make. For example, swapping out my plain white t-shirts to one that has like a pointelle detail to it. It just gives that little bit of extra detail, and it's such a subtle change again, but to me it makes a really big difference. And also changing my white tank tops to a colored one. A white tank, much like my blue jeans, is such a default item for me to go for. And so I've been really enjoying experimenting with a bit more color in my wardrobe. And that simple change has just revived my love for my clothes. It's just made me feel, you know, less in a rut. I have this like renewed sense of excitement within my clothes. All these easy swaps have given me new outfits, but I haven't changed every single element of my wardrobe. And these outfits still feel like me. Layering and accessorizing is where we can really try and get creative and maximize the items in our wardrobes. When it comes to layering, it doesn't have to be complicated. I feel like when people hear the word layering, they get a bit scared. You know, you might start to think it has to be overly complicated, or, you know, how do you mix lots of different colors? And it can be a little bit overwhelming to think about, but it doesn't have to be at all. It can be as simple as wearing a tank top underneath a shirt. Instead of wearing, you know, the shirt alone as you normally would, wearing a tank top underneath just gives you another way to wear the shirt. I like to do this and have the shirt buttoned up quite low. I think that gives it that really effortless feeling and shows off that layer even more. I have this double denim look here with these dark wash jeans, a white long sleeve, and the oversized denim jacket. And then I have my chunky jumper layered as a scarf, of course, perfect for this time of year when the weather fluctuates so much. And then I also have the white long sleeve poking out through the denim jacket. And that also adds another layer of visual interest as well. So like I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be as simple as that. My knitted vests also get a lot of wear this time of year. So here I have the pointelle t-shirt, a cream vest layered on top, and then I have added this necklace to hang quite long on top as another layer, which is, you know, another interesting accessory. I think this outfit is really chic and utilizes jewelry as a layering tool as well. I've also been seeing a lot of jumpers and scarves tied around the waist, and I think this is a really interesting styling technique. I think the scarf tied around the waist adds in that extra detail, and I think it looks so elegant. The trick with tying the scarf here is that you want to be a little bit messy. You don't want it to be so neat, so that it has that effortless undone feel. I style these trousers all the time. They're like one of my favorite trousers to wear. But by tying a scarf around my waist, these trousers feel like completely new, even though I've worn them so many times. And that really is the power of accessorizing and styling. I guess it's also practical if you're using a jumper, you know, if it gets too hot, you can just tie it around your waist. But I also really love this as, you know, a deliberate styling technique as well. Using your clothes in different ways that you otherwise might not. This is definitely something I want to try and utilize more of in my outfits as well. I think the trick with tying a jumper around your waist is that the pieces you're wearing it with need to be a little bit more elevated. So here I have this like white cotton skirt, which is, you know, very elegant and nice and pretty. And I think that stops the outfit from feeling sloppy. If you have watched me for a while, then you know that my favorite styling tip is to mix different aesthetics together. This to me is the epitome of good style. And we've already done this a few times in this video by mixing different seasonal items together, mixing different textures together, and even the wrong shoe theory. To give you more examples of this for your spring wardrobe, one way that I really like to do this is if I'm wearing an outfit that I feel like is just a bit too dressy for like whatever I'm doing that day, I'll just add a cap. This allows me to, you know, get more wear out of some pieces that I love in my wardrobe, such as this slip dress, but maybe on its own it feels, you know, too dressy. So by adding in the cap and, you know, tying something around the waist, it just gives more opportunities to wear this dress, and it's also just quite a cool look, in my opinion. I also think sporty and tailored pieces work really well together. I have this green bomber jacket that I bought from H&M about 10 years ago, and I never ever wore it. I always thought it was too casual for my style, but I recently dug it out again because I've done a bit of a declutter, and I'm actually really enjoying styling it with my more tailored pieces. I've worn it here with my black tailored trousers and a very structured top handle, which I think works really well together with this casual bomber jacket. I have tried to sell this jacket so many times over the years, but now I think I might actually keep it. I kept thinking about this jacket too literally and too obviously, and just seeing it as like this very casual jacket. I didn't see the potential in the ways that I could style it to suit my style until now. So when it comes to individual items that you think might be too girly for you or too sporty for you, try not to think of them so literally, but think about ways that you can style these items in a way that suits your style more. Another example are these red track pants, which are obviously very casual, very sporty. And then this pointel tank top, which is, you know, very sweet, very girly. And then a very structured and classic ladylike jacket that can be quite formal. All of these pieces, when looked at separately, I might think, you know, is not me or not my style because it's too much of that one thing. But actually, when worn together, creates an outfit that does feel like me because each element manages to balance each other out. I hope I explained that well because it works really well in my brain, but I don't know if the words came across well. So please let me know in the comments if that made sense to you. Recently, I have been trying to experiment by wearing my sportswear in a more elevated way. Obviously, this kind of chic sportswear look has been around for a really long time, but it's not something I have ever experimented with. So for me, this feels new. A lot of my life is spent going to the gym or, you know, in gym clothes or in just very casual wear. And I used to really resent this, but now I'm trying to use this as inspiration to elevate these looks and have a bit more fun with how I dress. Thanks to the row, these types of technical jackets are going to be really in this spring. And I picked up this pinstripe one from Uniqlo in Japan. And I've been experimenting with how can I wear it in a way that isn't strictly sporty, or how can I use it to elevate my sportswear. I do think it helps that it is pinstripe, so that gives it more of an elevated element. But I have been playing and experimenting with this one piece and I've been finding it really fun. So these are just some of the ways I will be styling my wardrobe for this spring. I really hope you can tell just how excited I am for this new season. If you enjoyed this styling technique of adding contrast to your outfits, then you should check out this video on screen, which will give you more ideas on how to do it. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.